This video is sponsored by Grammarly. I just know that your attention span is horrible. In fact, I think you have your phone right next to you right now that you're going to use to scroll on TikTok while you watch this video. All that short form content has really rotted our brains. So bestie, instead of talking about how to focus and study for long periods of time like 8 hours or 10 hours, today we're going to talk about how to cut your study time in half. Baby steps, you know? You know that I'm busy with my internship, YouTube, and my studies right now. So I've had a lot less time to study this semester, but I'm going to share with you all my secrets on how I maintain my grades. In this video, we're going to talk about how to maximize our productivity by showing you how to study faster and how to work more efficiently, how to write essays, and how to prepare for exams fast. And somewhere in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get this free template that I designed that you can print out straight away and help you cut your study time in half. Because no one wants to watch a long video and then not be able to take action right away. Also, make sure you watch these study tips because these are my secret hacks. Let's go. Stop studying with Wi-Fi. Let me explain. You know how when we don't understand something when we're watching lectures or doing notes, we end up Googling answers straight away, watching YouTube videos with weirdly attractive voices, or hounding AI for answers? I need you to stop doing that if you want to cut your study time. Now, I know that some of you are going to start thinking, then how am I supposed to understand the content then? Okay, you see bestie, I was actually in London a few weeks ago for an event. Although it was so fun, I am still a university student, which means I had a lot of tests and quizzes due. So with no free time to study and a lot of lectures to catch up on, I had to download all my lectures and study on the plane. Because I was not connected to the Wi-Fi, I finished my lecture in half the time that I normally would have. And this is because, one, I couldn't go on social media because there was no Wi-Fi, so I wasn't distracted. And two, I didn't keep switching over to Safari every few minutes to answer every confusion that I had. So this is my method on how I stay hyper-focused when I want to get work done quickly. First, download everything that you need. This could include your lectures, your readings, your notes, or anything else that could be related to your studies. Now turn off your Wi-Fi on all devices, including your iPad, your laptop, or your phone. Of course, when you do your notes, bestie, there are going to be things that you don't understand. And when this happens, I want you to fight the urge to go and Google what it means. Instead, type Q:, followed by the question that you might have. That way, after we're done doing our notes, we're going to press Command F on our keyboard, type Q:, then quickly jump to each question and answer them really quickly. If you like making handwritten notes, just highlight your questions in yellow. So again, instead of trying to find answers as soon as you run into something that you don't understand, just make a note of it and then come back to it later. So if you're a student that gets distracted by social media or notifications really easily, or you're just like me and you like to answer every question that you have every 3 minutes, then cutting off your access to your internet is really gonna help you cut down your study time by like half. Remember to subscribe or like this video if you're enjoying it so far, bestie. Next, how to write high-scoring essays in less time. I don't like writing essays, but here are my marks for them. In fact, here are the remarks from my lecturer about my latest biochemistry assignment. Writing essays just take up so much time and effort. We have to find the sources, do all the readings, read the instructions, do the structure before we can even start. If you're still doing this manually by yourself in 2024, you're seriously holding yourself back. So bestie, I'm going to tell it to you straight. If you want the best marks for your essays and do it in less time, you need to use AI. Now, hear me out. I'm not asking you to cheat using AI or ask AI to write the whole essay for you, but to use AI to your advantage. And try not to be stubborn about it, just give me a few minutes to show you how I use AI to score the best essays without cheating. The first thing that you need to do before starting your essay is to copy and paste your essay question, click on this icon, then ask AI to draft an outline for you. Now, there are different AI softwares for different purposes, and I've mentioned a few of them in one of my YouTube videos that I'll link here. Personally, I prefer using Grammarly when it comes to writing essays because it has my favorite feature here where you can ask it to give you a research plan. Now, I want you to go to Google Docs and make a table. Then paste all the prompts that it gave you into the left column. Then do your research and try to answer each prompt. Let me just show you using my own essay. You can see that I wrote what Grammarly gave me in the first column, which is what I needed to find. Here's the page that I found it, what led to this finding, the results, and my own thoughts on it. I scored 19/20 for this essay, and I used this same tactic for all the essays in my biochemistry subject, and these are my marks. And try to include as much as you can from this table into your essay because it's going to show further reading, help you with the number of citations, and show your examiner that you're super interested in the essay topic, even though you might not be. The best part is that AI did all the initial workload for you. Having something simple like an outline and a research plan ready to go just takes away a lot of the mental load when it comes to starting. Also, remember to click on goals and set the parameters accordingly. Honestly, you can do a lot with the free version of Grammarly. It's what I've been using since secondary school. But if you're thinking about switching to premium, I'm going to tell you that it's 100% worth it, and let me tell you why. With the free version, you only get 100 AI prompts a month compared to the 1,000 that you get with premium, and trust me, 100 a month is just not enough. Grammarly Premium can also help you rewrite your sentences to sound clearer, and it can also help you with your citations. All these little improvements here and there really just give you that little edge over other students. I'll leave the link to try Grammarly Premium in the description box below. It's grammarly.com/fay05. Next, aim to finish everything earlier. If you're the type of person that creates a to-do list and then feels like they can never finish that to-do list, then this time management tip is for you. Most of the time, we really overestimate how much time it takes for us to do something. Like if you tell yourself that you need 5 hours to finish a lecture, you're probably going to need all 5 hours. On the other hand, if you only give yourself 2 hours to finish something, you're definitely going to finish your lecture in that 2 hours. If you don't believe me, remember that time you needed an entire semester to study 5 topics, but only needed 3 days during exam season to study 15. That's what I thought. So instead of just creating a to-do list, we're going to set a maximum time we can spend on each task. This is going to force us to focus more on completing as much as we can first, then perfect each task later, than just spending too much time on each task. And how do you finish everything earlier? By setting specific goals. Specify what you want to get done in that time frame. Let's just say we usually take 4 hours to finish one lecture. We're going to cut that down to 3 hours. By hour 1, I want to reach the 25-minute mark of my lecture, and so on. And when I say that this time management tip can apply to anything, I literally mean everything. It can be about cleaning your apartment. Instead of just telling myself that I have to clean my apartment today and then taking the whole day to do it, I just set a timer for 30 minutes and somehow it just gets done in 30 minutes. Moral of the story is, if you don't want to waste time, stop giving yourself time to waste. An advertisement might play in the next few seconds, so if you would like to support this channel, please do not skip the ad. Thank you. Next, the 3-day rule for procrastinators. If you're the kind of person to only start an assignment or homework a few days before it's actually due, then this is for you. Disclaimer, this is a really personal study tip, meaning it really works well for me, but it's not sciencey at all, so it might send Ali Abdal crying, but bear with me. Based on my extensive and my friends' extensive experiences when it comes to cramming, the minimum amount of days you need to spend on something in your academics to perform decently in it is 3 days. At least 3 days. In general, the first day, you familiarize yourself with the thing. The second day, you do it. And the third day, you perfect it. This applies to almost everything in school or university. Let me show you examples. Feel free to screenshot this, but here's example 1, how I make a presentation in 3 days. So day 1, I familiarize myself with it. Day 2, I do it. And day 3, I perfect it. Example 2, how to write an essay in 3 days. Day 1, familiarize. Day 2, do it. And day 3, perfect it. Feel free to screenshot. To make your life a little bit easier, I've actually created a free template for you to use and download right after this video. I'll tell you how you can get this at the end of this tip. Now, will you get stellar grades by only spending 3 days on it? Probably not. But here at fayefilms, sometimes we just need to be realistic. Sometimes life happens and before we know it, we only have a few days to spend on our work. But what if I told you that you can easily turn your disorganized cramming habits into something super productive and organized? Here's what you should do. For every exam, assignment, or homework that you have, just write down everything that you need to do, then split it into 3 sections according to its appropriate theme. Then you want to decide how much time you're going to spend on each set. It can really be any combination depending on how much time you have. I only have 2 rules for you. If you haven't completed the first set by your time limit, you move on, or you ditch the last set of tasks. For my biochemistry exam, I just didn't have enough time to do past year papers, so I decided to ditch the entire last set. Setting deadlines for yourself is so important, especially if you're the type of person that after studying 12 hours a day, you feel like you've gotten nothing done. To get this free template, go over to my Instagram and follow me at ngfayee, then message me the 3-day rule. Give me a few minutes and I'll message you the template shortly. If you want more revision tips to help you cram for your exam, feel free to check out my video here titled Last Minute Exam Tips to Save Your Grades, and I'll leave it here as well. Next, turn your notes into an audiobook. There are visual learners, kinesthetic learners, writing learners, and all of that. I actually made a whole video on that topic. But if you're an auditory learner, meaning you learn by listening to information, then I highly recommend that you turn your notes into an audiobook. That way you can listen to your notes and revise while you're getting ready, eating, or in public transport. Personally, I get really motion sick if I try to read anything in a car, so I like to listen to my notes if I have a long drive somewhere and I want to revise. First, take picture of your notes. Then upload them to Google Drive. Open your notes in Google Docs, and this converts any handwriting into text. Then go to Settings and turn on Speak Screen on your iPhone. Open up the document again and speed up the voice if you need to. And now you can listen to your notes anywhere.
Mucous membranes and epithelial layers prevent pathogen entry.
I first heard of this wonderful tip from Gohar's guide, so I'll link his profile and the video in the description box below. Lastly, the whiteboard method. If you use a whiteboard to study, please tell me in the comment section below because you would know how effective this study method is. This method is so effective at helping you revise a lot of material in a short amount of time, helps you recall information and connect concepts together. Let me explain how you can do this study method and how to do it effectively. First, get a huge whiteboard. If you don't have the space at home, try to go to your school or university and book a study room that has a lot of whiteboards. Please bring your own pack of markers and eraser, you won't regret it. If you don't have a space to book, I highly recommend that you get this. I'll link this in the description box below. It still has my revision on it, but it's a portable whiteboard. It comes with its own cloth and pack of markers, and I highly recommend getting this even if you have a space to book because I bring this everywhere to revise. It's really cheap as well. Then begin by writing out the title of your topic. Then as you go through your notes, only write the important facts, concepts, or key terms. This can include definitions, structures, formulas, or important dates. It doesn't have to be left to right or middle to the corners. It can be whatever just flows right for that particular topic. The reason why I highly suggest that you find a room with multiple whiteboards is because if you dedicate one lecture per whiteboard, then you can easily visualize and connect key terms that appear across multiple lectures. So you can literally step back and see how each lecture connects to one another. I try to remember as much as I can, then blurt it out on the whiteboard. Then I just circle any gaps in my understanding or things that I'm not sure about. If you have made it this far, comment down below. I will become a top 1% student to manifest it happening. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell and set it to all so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Thank you so much for 1,170,000 subscribers, and I'll see you all in my next video or on Instagram or on Shorts. Bye!